fill me with song, la la, kiss me once more, that I mean, that I mean.
We are the divine angels of love. There's no question about it. You know why I can say that? Because they give us such gracious gifts as MJ. Only the angels would get stuff like that, because it's definitely here to help us along the way. Yeah, you can get stoned and you can fall over, and be stupid if that's what you want to, but you still can't escape the expansive thoughts that keep coming your way. And this is like, a nagging, loving little woman inside. She's saying to you, darling, don't you hear me? Don't you see me? Can't you hear me knocking? What's going on inside here, huh? What's really happening? Are you tired of being so extended out into that superficial world to do nothing but hurt you and not help you? Are you ready to, rise above the muck and become, a real living being in paradise? I mean, do you really want to know your heart? Have you questioned your reality lately? Have you, taken a look at what you're really up to? Do you really know even the flow of your own heart? This is the stuff that MJ will say. And she says it all the time. And she's in there just helping you expand and grow, even when you don't want to know. Especially then, she's there just a-grinning. And she's got you by the hand. She says, no way, son, you can avoid this promised land. My little daughter, too. Come with me, babies, and I'll help you get on through. So all you got to do is listen to the call. The next time you try to get stoned, just listen to the call and understand you're not, you're feeling, you're awakening and expanding and growing inside, because MJ is there to help you along the way. She is a very sacred herb, but she's also the energy of life that has portrayed herself energetically into this sacred herb, you see. But she's the larger energy in life that just keeps it all going, keeps it all flowing. That's MJ. And that's why she helps you along the way, because she is the way. It's in her love, kind of, that we rock and roll into this reality and become the beings that we are and do what we do, man. The living experience of love. This is what carries us through, this expansive spirit of MJ. Mary Jane, the sweetheart of life, the one heart that began it all. Yeah, and we call her MJ today because that's just a colloquial name that we love, colloquial to the earth. In other words, it's a local word, gained only to the earth persons and not known too much beyond there, but who the hell cares? It's our reality. We get to play with it, You guys think the ETs are so goddamn great and they're here to save us. Yeah, right. Watch out for that one. If somebody's here to save you, how many times you've been saved in this life? And how many times have you been taken advantage of and stuff? I mean, come on, guys. Don't look to saviors. Look to your heart. There's where your savior is, your real savior. And it's save your ass, because you open your heart and you realize what's real. See? You guys just miss the terminology. You get all swept up in nonsense because we've had so many block-headed religionists kicking us around for so many centuries now that, God, we're essentially programmed to look for, the organic in the Titanic as it's sinking, Grab it at that last minute, but it's got to have structure, discipline, organization. Well, babies, all of that shit exists in a natural way when you're living it in the way of MJ. You see a whole lot softer life, you understand? Now, I'm not advocating you got to smoke this shit or do anything. I'm just advocating for the energy of enlightenment, which is essentially becoming aware of MJ's influence everywhere throughout the life of creation. When you can see the softer side of this thing, when you can understand the mother love that supports you no matter what you do, darlings, then you found your way through. And that's what MJ's here to help you do. Don't you know? Don't you see? Don't you care? Hey, what you doing running around in your underwear this time of day? Get up, get dressed, brush your teeth for heck's sakes, man. You don't do that about once every 6 months, right? Well, today's the day, man. Because as you brush your teeth, you open your heart. Is that it? I reckon so. If it ain't, well, it's a good excuse anyway, right? Hey, we got to get you started right here on this morning show. Can't be having you going out there without you got the glow and you got the heart. And baby, it's all right there where everybody can see it. Yeah, it's like running around in your underwear almost out there in the street. You know, it's being just about that bare from inside yourself and showing everyone without saying a word you care. You see, they feel it. You walk into a room, they feel it. You know, so the responses will be varied, but they feel it, you know, and everyone does respond. You can't help it. You're the chick, like the hot chick. You walk in a room and all heads turn your direction. The conversation drops immediately, and it's just, and everybody holds their breath for a moment. And then it's back to bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. But everybody notices your presence. Everybody feels it in their heart because you are the hot chick of love. You are MJ. When you're feeling this way, when you're living your life like that little living work of art, when you're starting to take some delight in it and seeing how well you've painted it even before this time, and now starting to find some mastery with color and expression and depth and shading and, you know, all the texture and meatiness of life. You know, you're starting to find the elegant richness in every moment that you live, the breaths that you take, the hearts that just keep on chugging away, the steps you take along the way. Gosh almighty. Ain't it great in the fields of life we get to play? Ain't we just the most divine little spoiled little darlings you ever did see? I mean, you sure appear that way to me, even at Walmart. Well, some of you get pretty exaggerated, don't take very good care of yourselves, you know, but I'm sure you're catching on, man, you know. There's a reason to live, else you wouldn't be hanging around Walmart, man. I'm telling you, you know. Everybody's coming back to life. I mean, there isn't anybody accepted, you know. Not that dumb fool down the street or, you know, that old skag across town, etc. You mean, you made all these, you know, oh, I wouldn't have a thing to do with that person. That person's poison, you know, etc. You made all these judgments, you know. You didn't see past the act. You didn't see past the drama. You just saw bullshit going on, and you responded, you know. But guess what? Your heart was responding, too. And it was helping you get it right. Even by getting it wrong, you know, by misdirecting yourself more or less. Well, how else will you know what it ain't? I mean, what it is until you know what it ain't. You know what I mean? You got to go experience some of the ain't to know what the is. And then you find out what is real is all about. This is real, and that is imaginative. Well, reality is quite imaginative too, man. Do you feel the expansion? You feel the growth? Just from somebody sitting here playing a little music and, you know, soothing your soul with a little bit of rap and roll. I mean, goodness gracious, the old storyteller, he's quite the feller, ain't he, man? I'm glad and to be here of service with you, you know, in this engagement we call ascendancy, in this engagement we call the opening of the heart, in this engagement that we have with our divine darling MJ. And we're all going to get married to her here sooner or later because, you know, wow, what else can we do? You know, I mean, it's the human thing, right? We're already engaged, wed, married, been to bed, all that stuff, man. I mean, you know, MJ has been here with us all of the way. Now we just got to realize it's with MJ that we play. And she is the one that has always helped us along the way. Hey, yeah, we're being just a little bit of poetically metaphorical here. Oh, yeah, but we're also exposing the truth right there inside of you. Me too, man. Starting to shine now. Getting it on just a little more, John. How about you, Jane, baby? We ease your pain. You got some elegance in your step now. You know what boys like, and guess what? They ain't getting any of that unless they pay. Or is that play? These days, I think it's the other way. Yeah, I think all we got to do is play. Forget about the pay, man. We don't got to get it, and we don't got to pay it. We just got to play it. So in other words, we lighten up in life. We unburden ourselves that way. And babies, all of life, whether we're working or not or whatever we're doing, is play. It's all fun, in other words. It's all an engagement of the heart. It's all a joyous activity. And people see, even though you're being quiet as hell about it and don't say a word and you sit over in the corner and try to be a mouth, people see the gleam in your eye. They feel it. They feel the resonance of such a delighted nature being amongst them. And they can't help but respond to it in a more playful and provocative way. They can't help themselves. So you just have to forgive them when they do that. But understand, too, that this is the spread of the wealth. This is how we share our wealth here. This is why we're wealthy. If we're rich inside in sincerity, if we got the innocent charm on, babies, and we know it. I mean, you don't have to be egocentric about it one little bit. You can know that you are, essentially a charming little baby, and accept yourself as that. And babies, all it does is help it grow, become a whole lot more a full part of your person. Some people are going to think you're a little odd and weird, but guess what? The minute they feel that energy, the odd and weird goes out the window. Then they start using terms like amazing and awesome and wow, what happened here? Because everybody's starting to get it clear because you came near and shared your little sphere of influence with all of these sweethearts that you really and truthfully love, even though you've held them in fear, and rightfully so, man. I mean, there was a lot of danger in this world before we started softening up. You see, in the softest love is the most protective heart there ever was. And in your presence, when you're, in that soft way, that baby-like way, babies, there ain't anybody can come but do anything and play with you in that sphere of influence you call love and radiance. Your old divine chakras all harmonized into one big old spherical being that, touches areas for miles around you once you become a little more expansive in the heart. A few hundred yards right now at the minimum. I mean, just to give it a measurement, who can say the distance, Because there is no real distance. So even though that's just the effect inside of what we see of as our sphere of influence or our auric field, but the power is in everything, because you're moving beyond this sense of separatedness, and in your auric field, seeing how that auric field is joined with all the auric fields of everything that is within and about you, and so it's just one big old ball of light and love. And you're part of it, yes. You're that divine little specter at the center of it, in fact. It's all radiating kind of outward from you, because the big energies come into you and just, boom, explode through the heart into creation, the great love of life that brings it all forward. Now do you begin to understand some of our more basic functions, how they've been so warped out of perspective, but how at the center of them is the seed of reality? Now do you start to see the essential truth that you've already lived and that you're living again right here in this moment in time, which is every time and all moments of time? Good grief almighty, babies. You feel the woolliness in your wings. You feel that fluffiness coming out. Do you feel yourself lightening up in the heart? I think I do. I think you do too then, man, because I'm kind of like this oracle nature just like you. I'm very reflective of your energy, if you're seeing something in me and you're judging it kind of harshly, you better turn that one around and take a look, See what's in you that's causing and creating you to see this person in that perspective. It may or may not be accurate. Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. But it's reflective of something in you. Anytime I'm troubled about anything in the world, I have to look at myself and see what it is, what factor in myself is reflecting that into the reality around me. Why do I have to experience that? You see? And I don't always find the answers or the truth immediately. Sometimes it takes a little while. You have to give yourself a little time in solitude, You have to kind of close your eyes and remember how it is to commune with the one heart inside of yourself, which is connected with everything through these energetic fields. This love, which is life, emotion. Darlings, I feel the waves from the ocean. landing on the shores of love. I think we just lit ourselves into paradise, don't you? And ain't that nice? Sweet emotion, sweet life, sweet love that we are. Darlings, just be reassured. Old Grandpa's here. We'll be with you throughout this flight, right into the great daylight and right into the night, 'cause there ain't going to be no night, 'cause we're starting to shine really, really bright. Ooh, there's a lot more to this flight, babies. Hang on and stay tuned to this Coyote Medicine Show. We just barely starting to wake up and get in the flow this beautiful day. Oh, darlings, we got it underway here on the HazyRadioNetwork.com, HazyRadio.com. Babies, we got it on, ain't we? Samantha, baby, we love you.
Well, you love like heaven. Well, you love like heaven. Well, you love like heaven. Lord, kiss me once more, fill me